What is good, guys? M.V.K here, back again. How's everybody doing here? Welcome back to another movie review. I've been watching a few movies as of late, and I was like, okay, maybe I should throw the gauntlet to the pack and see which review they want first. So I had posted a poll on the community feed of my channel, and I said basically, hey guys, I've been watching a few movies as of late. Which review you want first? And 77 of you voted. And out of the 77 of you, you'll see there should be a link or so right there, or an image of the link of the 60% out of the 77 of you wanted to see this movie first. And the movie we're here to talk about is Nope. 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 Jordan Peele, his third film that he's done. And once again, Jordan kills it, in my opinion. Let's get this right out the way right now. Jordan Peele delivers, again, a horror with a theme to it that actually makes some sense. Makes a lot of sense. So, watching the trailers of this movie, it would seem that Jordan was going... We thought Jordan was going truly supernatural, not supernatural, sci-fi, and it was dealing with aliens. What a swerve those trailers did, right? I would say so, because that's exactly what it was. What a swerve. The movie stars, once again, Daniel Kaluuya, who has worked with Mr. Peele before in his first Get Out, which was great. And this time also brings the talented and lovely and energetic Keke Palmer, who I still want to play in a superhero role. I'm just saying. We also get Steven Yeun in this as well. Jordan is still keeping true to his words of working the titled characters, or they will always be people of color. I like that. And anybody who gets pissed off about that, you can go fuck yourself. Just gonna put that out there. But in the meantime, this movie was really, really something. I did enjoy it. I saw the movie with my brother. He came to see it with me. We saw it on a Sunday. And that would have been his second time, because Malcolm saw it before me. And it was a really good telling of between my brother and sister, siblings. Keke Palmer and Daniel play siblings in the role. They are the Haywood family, and they run a black-owned ranch, horse stable, and they give horses out to various movies and things like that. And also, the great Keith David was in this movie. I wish he was in it a lot more. I really do. But anytime I see Keith David, I'm happy. I thought the movie started out really interesting it goes back to 1998, and we see something terrible happen on, looks like a sound set, with a chimpanzee, and he has wreaked havoc on the set. And then of course we move on to what's going on now. The suspense of the movie made it give you that feel. But more importantly, it was the storytelling that I liked as well. You know, we see the Haywood Ranch and them training the horses, and uh, uh, we see Otis Haywood Senior, played by Keith David, training the horse how to get down, all so he can get back on, which was really cool. And everything seemed to be going fine. You see OJ, Daniel's character, who is the junior, he is tending to his works, and all of a sudden, you start seeing something falling out of the sky. You're hearing things falling out of the sky. And that was right there. Once you see that, all of a sudden, boom. Keith David's character, Otis Sr., is slumped over on the horse and he falls off the horse. And it is then when we realize what happened to him. There was a dime, or basically it was a dime or something that was lodged in his head. And he pretty much dies from that. Now, the only way that could happen is something was going at a sheer velocity. And that's how it happened. And we see the Haywoods are not doing so well. I thought that was really also interesting. They're still trying to get work. And Otis is not like his dad. He's kind of... Seems like he's not much of a people person. He doesn't really make direct eye contact with too much people. He's very quiet. It was really a different take from anything I've seen Daniel do. But he was still good at the role, and he's trying to tell, he's telling these people to don't point the camera at the horse. Don't no sudden movements. Don't make eye contact with the horse, and they're just doing all the things that this man has told them not to do. Keke Palmer's character, his sister Emerald, comes on, and she is supposed to be the mouthpiece, and she's telling them everything about the Haywood Ranch, and it's everything you saw in that trailer. But you can see that their relationship. What I loved about it was the relationship between them. We saw like the beginning. We saw like there looks to be some kind of fluctuation with them. Like, Em is saying she's got all these side jobs and everything like that, and what he does with the ranch is her side job. Everything else is not. And the movie starts to pick up when we start to hear certain things. We start to hear weird noises, people screaming, horses screaming, and power is going out, and that's where the story starts to pick up. And it's by this time the Haywoods, when they finally see what it is, OJ says, yeah, he saw something in the sky and it moved really fast, and they're saying it's probably a UFO. And that's where it picks up, and the main gist of the story is this group, siblings, to get a shot of it, and to get the shot enough that people can say, hey, that's real. So it's a spectacle about it, and that's the main theme of this movie, spectacle. And I thought that was really interesting about it. But once again, I was looking at it from that point of view. Oh, okay, Mr. Peele is doing a sci-fi horror. And we start to see more and more. Even with the Haywoods interacting with Stephen Yeun's character. His name is Jupe Park. He is a former child star, and we see that he runs this theme park called Jupiter's Charm, and it's kind of like a Western-like theme, like park, not too far from them, and he he talks about an incident, but he kind of looks at it not as the way he should. It was a horrible incident, but he kind of profits off of it and things like that. And once again, spectacle of it. And the more and more M and OJ start to realize that, okay, what is this thing in the sky that they can clearly hear, and sometimes they hear these weird, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the noises was scary at times, cause especially where the theater I was in, that surround sound, and even the music that involved it, it was pretty scary at times. I thought that really worked out. By the time they really get to the reveal that of the creature, the ship, I thought that was a really good take. One of the biggest swerves that I really enjoyed was we saw it in the trailer where OJ is trying to get his camera out. What would look like he was getting a gun and he's backing up because you could see something coming in, which it looked like. But it was more that, I'm not gonna spoil it, even though it's been out for a while. But it was that was a really good, intense scene. I actually enjoyed that, and to see what he did with a lot of that stuff was like, yeah, see, that's what a black person would do. Yeah, I thought that was really funny. But I do like them finally showing probably the most scariest scene in the movie. The massacre, pretty much. So like I said, Jupe is a former child star, and he was on this show called Gordy's, and the main attraction, the main star, was this chimpanzee, and it got riled up by the flashes or so, and it went full ape, and he killed a few people, bit people's face off. Oh, Jesus Christ, that was, and all that reminded me of was the incident with the woman, with the chimp that was up in Connecticut. You know, and her face got all messed up, and yeah, that was probably the scariest scene. You could see this chimp just chasing people, chasing the cast of the show, even at one point getting one of them down, and he is just pounding this person. Like, you could just hear every blow, like him just going like this, and you could just hear him go. It was just like, oh my God, like. And then at one point, the chimp just bites this girl's face, and I'm like, then goes and he just starts hitting the leg, like, hey, you awake? And there was even one point where you saw one of the cast members actually trying to run, and he's cutting this guy off, which is scary. Like, could you imagine that? You getting chased by a chimp, and it's cutting you off. Like, you trying to go left, he's going right to that direction faster than you can get there. And by the time it sees Jupe, because you're seeing it through young Jupe's eyes, and the Gordy just comes up, and they had like a sign where he would fist bump him, and you could see him through, like, you could see like this chimp's face is just bloody. You can't really tell because of the there's like a mat over it, and he just and I'm like, oh God, he's gonna. And as soon as he does this, something happens to Gordy, which was sad. But as soon as I saw that scene, I turned to my brother. I said, "This is reminding me of what happened with that woman, you know, that was on Oprah, and you saw her face and everything." And yeah, the jump scares were there, but it's finally where we finally get to realize that things are not everything what it seems with Jupe. The spaceship is not a ship at all, and I thought that was interesting as well. And what I mean by that is, it was an animal. It was some sort of animal that felt like the territory of the same area where the Haywood Ranch was its territory. And if you looked at it, it was almost like you're challenging it, and it would attack you and kill you. And there were times where you actually saw people being fed to this thing. Well, this thing would eat them, and then you're just like, and you could just hear when it's going through the skies, you can hear them screaming, and it was just like, that's the screams that were, and I was like, oh my God. And there were just certain things that happened in this movie, you're just like, oh, like, good God, the suspense. And it became more and more like, are they really just trying to still get a shot of this thing to make money, or do they want to do it to help, because this thing is hurting people? And I love that, because that was one of the cast members, one of the other cast members, Angel. He was like he worked at the electronics store that he set up all their cameras, and he's telling them, like, we're to stop this thing, right? You know, it's not. And it became that. I like the approach. That they weren't out to kill it. They were more out to, you know, get a picture of it. And I love how throughout the rest of the movie we saw OJ kind of come out of his shell and find his place in his niche as the titular character, as well as, you know, standing up. That scene, that shot of OJ being chased by it, that was beautiful, and that music that was playing, the score was great. I'm not even gonna lie. Once again, Jordan makes a song that I really like even more creepier. He did that before with "I Got Five" on it, and Jesus Christ, I cannot listen to that song now without creeping out now because of him. But he like monotoned. I wear my sunglasses, and I was like, he toned that, and I was like, oh, I was like, turn that shit off. It was creepy, but it was so. I really enjoyed this movie. I really enjoyed it for the aspect of the family aspect. Kiki, she just did an amazing job. I love the relationship between her and Daniel. They worked so well together, and I love the Akira nod in the movie. There is an Akira nod I thought was great, and I love how the creature changed at the end. And I remember there were people like, what is that? And I even said it, like, the creature now looks very much like a biblical angel, that if you go research it, go and type in biblical angel, and you'll see it, and then you'll go back and like, yo, that creature looked like that. And I really enjoyed, like, it was all about don't look at it. If you look at it, and I love that. The movie was really good. I really enjoyed it. I really liked that aspect of what you thought it wasn't really what it was. People thought it was. Many of us probably thought it was a spaceship, you know, but it wasn't. It was an actual animal. It was a predator. No pun intended. It was a predator, and the prey was us. Was human, the people in that area. And one of the characters thought they could tame it. You can't really tame no predator. And I really like that they put that. Overall, this was a really good movie. It had its moments. There were some jump scares, and I won't gonna lie, I jumped at a few, like the praying mantis on this camera. That I jumped at that. I'm not gonna lie, because I thought it was one of them. I thought it was, when I still thought it was still an alien. I thought the aliens were looking through the camera, and I jumped at that. I jumped at when there was another scene where I jumped at, but just seeing this creature pick people up, suck them up, it was like, this is a predatorial Kirby. I kept thinking Kirby when I was watching this too. I was like, it's like Kirby if he was a dangerous predator. like just sucking up things and then eating them. Like it was crazy. I will say I felt a little it felt a little anticlimactic, a little bit that um, it died how the creature was killed. I will say that I was a little let down. I was like, really? But I did love the movie. Once again, I thought Jordan Peele knocked it out of the park with this. I really did. I thought he nailed it. The themes of it being more spectacle. We're always trying to, as you said, if something like we're always trying to get this and get that instead of, and I thought that was really good. I thought it was really really good. Everybody really was good in this. Even Michael Wincock, who played the legendary photographer, with his raspy voice. Michael Wincock he's mostly known for playing villain. This time he really wasn't a villain in that. He's just kind of stupid what he did. But yeah, the only, like I said, the thing I wished most was Keith David was in the movie longer. Than he was just there to be used as the first death, I guess. And that's how I was just like, come on, it's Keith David, man. Like, come on, this is the guy you want to do your biop in his legendary voice. Just saying. But outside of that, like I said, this was good. Now, I'm gonna give this a 9. I really enjoyed it. If I was ranking Jordan's movies out of these three, that's hard. That's hard to do. Um, Jordan's horror is different from a lot of other horror directors, but that's fine. You want to be different, right? But it was still good nonetheless. If I was ranking, I would say Get Out still is number one for me. Uh, Nope is 2. Us is the number 3. No offense to Us, my biggest issue with Us is still the whole concept of who created the tethers. But even in this, it just like, where did this thing come from? That was one of the big things as well. But outside of that, it was good. So, guys, there you have it. My thoughts on Nope. I thought it was great. I loved it. I do recommend people to go see it. And I can't wait to see what Jordan has next for us. But I enjoyed it very much. You guys tell me what you thought about Nope. And I will see you guys with some more movie reviews. Deuces, guys.